I'm not 100% sure if we are live yet, but we are waiting for the YouTube to go live, so let's see what happens. Okay, now I see it. Now I see myself on the screen. This was a pre-scheduled live streaming of the weekly trade review. I like to pre-schedule them for now on, so you guys have a chance to get in and already kind of have it on standby. So I think it worked pretty good. Cool. So let's, yeah, so where do we begin? Like usual, guys, if you do not already know, my name is Alex Winkler. And yeah, I was trading equities when I lived in New York City for about 3 years. I've been trading altogether about 6 years. In the last 2 years, I moved over to cryptocurrency. And well, not entirely moved over to cryptocurrency, but I started sharing everything that I do and being very transparent with the trading because I wanted to improve my own trading and help others become consistently profitable traders. And the reason we moved over to cryptocurrency is actually because our company, Enslow Inc., which does a lot of payouts internationally, started paying out clients in cryptocurrency. So eventually I decided to apply my equities trading strategies to the crypto market, and we were able to grow our fund extremely consistently. So yeah, so now I kind of wanted to scale a little bit more with that and share everything that I do with you guys. Let's go ahead and review. Let's actually just go over to the trading, what's it called? The trading screen and show you guys what's going on. Let me see if this works if I do it like that. Boop. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry, on live, we're always going to have funny little issues, so I'm still getting used to live streaming, but so far it's working out pretty good. I do like the fact that you guys can ask me any questions. Last time, you guys asked some really nice ones, and remember, if you cannot make the live stream at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just throw me any questions ahead of time, and I'll be sure to address it as we get there. So the first thing I want to talk about today is specifically, taking profits when the price is moving and looking for less risky positions. We're going to be talking about the 3 trades that I made last week. But the reason I want to be talking about these specifically is because this could have easily been about $1,000 plus week, and I just made 2 little mistakes that I want to review with you guys that could have instantly turned this week very profitable, but in the end I didn't lose any money, so that's always the most important thing. But we only came back with about $133 profit, and my goal is typically around 5% account growth per week, yeah, so with an account size of about $12,000 right now, that we're a little closer to maybe a 1% account growth this week. Which again is not bad. The most important thing is not losing any money, but these mistakes could have been avoided. So we're going to dive into a little bit more about what they were. Sweet. So I'll be basically talking about these 2 points as we talk about the last 2 trades that I want to review. So let's go ahead and already dive into the tradejournal.co and give you a quick week overview, and then we'll dive right into the top trades, the biggest lessons, which we will touch on, which then I'll incorporate the first 2 points in. After that, I want to talk about the Crypto 52 challenge, which I believe is the easiest way to start investing in the market. If it's a crypto market, if it's the equities market, really anything. If you're just buying gold or something like that, it really doesn't matter. Basically, it's a very simple averaging in strategy, and I want to show you guys how you can very simply do it yourselves. So it gives you the Crypto 52 challenge is basically a little framework around that in building a long-term growth. Then we're going to review some BTC and altcoins in the charts to look for some upcoming setups. And if you guys have any questions, we'll finish up with a little Q&A session. I typically try to keep these things between 30 and around 30 minutes. The last 2 went a little longer, so I'll try to talk a little bit quicker, not take too long on any topic. And sweet. All right, let's dive right into the trade journal. As you can see, on Tuesday, I had the first trade. It was really nice. It was, I believe, a support line bounce, but we'll check that again. And Yeah, it was a very clean, easy trade, very mellow. Right after I got into the trade, I had my ideal exit order set in place, and then I just got out. It was beautiful. So textbook perfect. We'll talk about this one a little bit, and then these two trades. Were just basically two big scratches. The fees came out a bit more. They were almost like $26 per trade, so that kind of added up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what can you do? What is great though is, since we typically take smaller losses than anything, because we are, you know, if the trade no longer goes our way, we like to cut our position. Because we do that, two bad trades, we are still profitable in the week because of one good trade. So I really like that, and it just shows that you don't have to be profitable all the time. You don't even have to be, you know, you could be profitable 50% of the time, or right 50% of the time, but still be profitable with trading, simply by sticking to your trading rules and having decent risk management in place. So that's how we were still able to end the week with $133. Our weekly average went down a little bit, but oh well, can't complain too much. So let's see here. This is our chart. This is only the beginning of 2019. So the chart, the original chart was much longer, and you can always check that out on your own time. But you can see in general, we had a huge, nice increase over here, but it doesn't show. And then again, we are, you know, very consistent. And then every now and then we have a really nice big home run trade. The two charts, the one we retired, you can see here, and the other one, the new one, you can see here. So if you want to check those out on your own time, and you can always check out each and every trade that we do on any one of these links. So just a little reminder for you guys. Yeah, let's dive into these three trades. So I already have them open. Typically, I don't review the trades all the time, but I heard from you guys that you really like when I review each trade. So I'm going to go ahead and review all three. And actually right now it's only three. If there was maybe, you know, 5 or 10, then I might skip a few, but sweet. So the first one was Ethereum Classic. And this one, at first, I was almost upset about, because there was another trade with Litecoin that was so perfect, and it actually went out perfect. I called it out ahead of time in the Discord private trading chat room and everything. And I typically do trade Litecoin because it moves a bit more aggressively than the other coins, but we just completely, but there's basically two plays, and I really like the Litecoin setup and the Ethereum Classic setup. And I went with the Ethereum Classic because I just thought there was huge bounce potential, but in the end, the Litecoin actually bounced much harder and much quicker, and I had to hold through this Ethereum Classic kind of long, and it was a bit sketchy at one point, but let's see. You can see that the P&L was 3.27%, and with a position size about $13,000, you know, we had a pretty decent P&L size. Right now, the account is about $12,500 because I took $1,000 out of it last week. So I typically take a bit of the account out every other week, or sometimes at the end of the month. You know, it really depends on what the earnings are. It's usually around like 30% of what we made that month. You always want to get in the habit of, you know, maybe paying yourself or removing some of the profits. Our long-term goal is to bring this account to $50,000. But, you know, it's like with anything, if you want to, you know, sometime in the future you want to start, you know, giving back to charities or donating or doing these projects, what's really good to do ahead of time and to really get used to it is, or prepare yourself for it, is start, you know, if one day in the future when you're a millionaire, let's say, or when you have a stable income, and or I don't know, you think, you know, one day in the future I want to be able to donate and give back. Well, what you could do is just say, you know, every month I'm going to give 5%, right? And by setting that 5% goal, no matter how much money you're making or whatever, like no matter what your circumstances are, you're training yourself to be to kind of always be able to give 5%, right? And that's how paying yourself works too. You know, as a trader, sometimes you can easily get carried away and think, I'm only going to be growing my account size. And then you never end up paying yourself. And then you start making sketchy decisions because, I don't know, you're feeling rushed, or maybe you I don't know, you think, if I don't reach this goal soon, I'm not gonna be able to pay myself, or blah, blah, blah. But if you consistently are just paying yourself and really set up a good structure, that is a really good way to do it. And it kind of sets you up for, I guess, a more sustainable growth. Cool. So what we had here on the long term is we had Ethereum Classic break out like crazy. And I'm still not entirely sure why Ethereum Classic broke out like this. So if you guys know, please tell me. on Coinbase, it was really absurd. On Bitfinex, it only broke out, I think, to like $9 or something like that. So I think it was just a big discrepancy in the exchanges, and it was probably just since it's is lightly traded, or I wouldn't say lightly traded, but a bit lighter than Bitfinex and maybe in Binance. I don't know. One big order can sometimes make these things spike. So I think that's maybe just what happened here. It was just a big order went through and there was not enough orders on the order book. But anyway, I saw the price coming back to this area that we broke out of, and I thought this might be a relatively good time to enter a longer, not a long swing trade, but look for a bounce as a day trade. And that's exactly what we did here. This is basically a zoomed in version of this chart. This chart is a does it say over here? This is a daily chart, and this one is a 5-minute chart. So this is basically a zoomed in version, and you can see the support line that we drew right around here. And we came back and touched this line initially, and now we are coming back again to retest it. So we really know that there is multiple levels of support in this line. We had a rejection here, so this was originally a resistance line, and then we broke out of it. So now a resistance line is new support line, and then we came back here and touched it. This would have been a great trade, but I missed this one, unfortunately. But what I did what I was able to do was, when the price came back to the support area, I was able to enter a position, and you can kind of see here that my entry is a bit more to the right of this red area. And it's because I like to enter as we have a confirmation that the support held, right? You don't want to buy when the price is crashing under the support line, because you don't really know how far it's going to crash, and that's a dangerous way to play. Anyway, then we had a nice little bounce, but we got rejected by this moving average line, and I think it's the 180 day. But on this 5-minute chart, it's really just 180 tickers or ticks, you could say. And then what I was hoping for was a bit more of a price hike to this $750 level. This is where I wanted to originally take my profits, but we kind of just kept on getting rejected. There was low volume. I wasn't too excited about this position. I eventually just kind of got out, even though I was looking for a bit more aggressive of a bounce. But yeah, that's kind of how this one works. So overall, pretty clean, nice way to start the week. I was fairly happy with it. So but then I was really looking for another trade to get me over to 500 plus for the week, and maybe even closer to $1,000. And this is where I made mistakes, because I think I was just trying to be a little too aggressive. I was trying to get to a goal, and it was really a price goal, not a percentage goal, because I more or less already reached my percentage goal, and now I was just acting irrational. And this is what I want to talk about with these last two trades. So let's dive into them now. The first thing I want you guys to remember is take profits when the price is moving, especially selling into strength. So keep that in mind when we talk about these two trades. And then the second thing I want to talk about is look for less risky positions, especially when you are busy. And let me tell you, last week and some of the weekend, and especially on Friday, Heiko and I were working on taxes like crazy. There was so much to finish, and I was basically doing all the accounting and taxes, and then trying to trade on the side, which I oftentimes trade when I'm traveling or trade when I'm busy with something else, but I was so focused and I was trying to trade, and then it was just getting a little messy. What I should have done was, look for less risky positions, maybe even a swing trade, and just took profits when the price was moving, especially because we were crashing to lower support levels, and I just kind of played it way too risky when I was not able to watch the market. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about with these two trades right now. So the first trade was the loss really wasn't that much. Remember, the last profit, the percentage profit, was about let's just say 3.5, give or take. And this one was a 0.77% loss, right? But we still have a huge P&L loss with the dollar amount. And that's because these trading fees really are kind of eating us up. So we're only looking for positions where we can really make over 2%, because these trading fees are no joke, and they're not really fun at all. So the worst part about it is I actually have the lower fee structure, because I'm trading about $600,000 in volume in the last 30 days. So I get a lower fee, and I almost always trade as a maker, not a taker. So again, I'm getting lower fees, but they're still pretty high. Crypto in general just has relatively high fees because they're percentage based, which is, I think, absurd, especially coming from the equities world, where you pay $3 for a trade, or sometimes you can get it for free. I'm on TD Ameritrade, and I think I get about 375 a trade. So yeah, and it doesn't matter how much you go into a trade with it. So I think that's a little crazy. It's probably going to change at one point with crypto, but right now, since it's at the frontier, you kind of pay a little bit more for a service. Anyway, that's a little side rant, but yeah, what we had here was a general support line, and I put in a limit order right above this support line, and I was looking for a bounce, and that is exactly what we got, but the bounce was not strong enough, and this is where I made my mistake, because my limit order was right around here to get out. I entered here, and right around here I was about $200 in the profit, right? So I could have made $200 for this trade, $400 from the last trade, $200 from this trade. I would be up $600 already, right? But I did not close out the position because I was looking for a little harder of a bounce. We did not get that, and I kind of closed out this position when I saw that the price was going against us, and then I closed out for $120 or $130 loss. Not too bad. There's really nothing wrong with taking losses. That's what trading is all about. Sometimes you take a loss, sometimes you make a profit. You just want to be more consistently profitable, obviously. But the best way to be consistently profitable is just taking small losses. So I got out of the position when I saw it was no longer going our way. Not a big deal. But one thing I could have done to make this trade a little bit better was be a little more conservative with my entry. I could have moved it down over here, and then I would have got out for maybe around $300, and that's something I definitely would have took. So if I was just a bit more conservative with my entry, this trade could have been easily between $200 and $300 profit. So big mistake there from me. One, for being a little too aggressive with my entry, and two, just because I didn't take profits when I had them. There's really nothing worse than being up 200 plus bucks and then all of a sudden closing a trade for negative 128. It's like I don't know. Sometimes that makes you a little crazy because it's a little annoying, but overall, can't complain. Had a really nice first trade, and the second trade a little weak, but I was able to not lose too much money, so that's always important. So the next trade, also a Litecoin, it was more or less the same exact trade. You can see the support line here. You can see a little bit more zoomed in what happened here, and we are forming this wedge, and we are also forming a bullish divergence with the RSI and this falling wedge. So we had lower prices, lower prices, lower prices, but the RSI was moving up. This was actually something I was talking about live in the Discord trading chat room. I basically told everyone this is looking like a really good setup, probably a decent area for an entry, good risk reward. I missed it because I was working on accounting, and I was just so focused with taxes, and I was looking at the trading charts, and I was just constantly this back and forth. That was driving me insane. But yeah, and then I entered actually at a horrible place. I thought this was more or less a waterfall pattern at the same time, and I was looking for a bigger move to the upside. I was going to sell somewhere probably near this shoulder right here. So if we came up here, I would have wanted to get out around $82. I didn't get that because we didn't keep breaking up, and then we kind of formed this ascending channel pattern. This is something I drew once we had this confirmation here. So I didn't draw this. I didn't have this drawn out ahead of time, but yeah, that's kind of what we had. And then I got out when when I noticed that this might be an ascending channel, and I noticed that we might be crashing much further, and I want to get out of this trade because yeah, this is not something you want to be in. Let me just see if I can zoom in for you guys here a bit more. It's not perfect. I still need to learn how to use the software to do a bit more zooming, but sorry guys, I'm still working on that. Kind of new to this software for video screening, but there should be a way to zoom in. I know how to do it when I'm editing a video. I just don't know how to do it during a live video. So I'm using XSplit. So if you guys have any feedback on XSplit, how to zoom in during a video, let me know. So anyway, what was I saying? I saw we were forming an ascending channel here, and ascending channels typically break to the downside, and we were having kind of this curl right here on the trend line. I was a bit nervous we were going to break and really keep on crashing. So I simply got out, again, a small loss. This trade I could have got out also for about $150 profit. But what I really should have done is simply got in when the RSI was showing a bullish divergence, and I completely really butchered this trade for no reason. So I was kind of disappointed in myself. I was trying to get into a position just because I wanted to kind of reach a goal, and I ended up kind of over trading, just getting bad entries, and yeah, really unnecessary mistakes really last week, but still ended it profitable. So it shows you, you know, you don't have to be a great trader to really make money. You just have to, you know, be able to get out of a trade when really risk management, right? You don't want to take a massive loss, and that's what it's all about. So I think that is really everything. Let me see if I have any questions. All right. Let me think. Yeah, no, that should be good. Cool. So the next topic I want to talk about is the Crypto 52 challenge, which I mentioned a little bit in the beginning. And basically what it is the easiest way to average in and kind of grow an account. And here is a little bit about the Crypto 52 challenge that I want to share with you guys. So if you go to tradejournal.co, you will see that you can download a Google Sheet right here. And a lot of you guys probably already have it. And if you don't know what it is, there's a bunch of tutorial videos about it, but I won't focus out too much on that in this video. What I want to talk about is kind of how we use it for ourselves. So Enslow, we have a long-term crypto fund, and we also have the trading one that I manage with swing trading, day trading, which is growing about 11% per month right now. And we also have a long-term fund, and every week on Tuesday we put $300 into the crypto market. We buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and all we do is average in, right? On Tuesday, every week, no matter what the price is, we put $100 into each one of these coins. And over time, we're able to build a nice account size on something that, you don't really think about too much at the time because it's a smaller amount of money, but over the course of weeks and months, it really actually accumulates to a nicer position size. And you don't also have to worry about, what the market's doing. If it's going down, all the better. You're just averaging down, you're bringing down your cost per unit. So that's amazing. If the price goes up, also amazing, but it really doesn't really matter as long as every week you put in a little bit and you're consistently able to grow a kind of a nest egg, a little fund egg. And this is something that's really good for anyone that's too busy for day trading. They might do some swing trading. Swing trading is amazing. I recommend it for everyone. But if you're too busy for day trading, but you also want to build some sort of investment portfolio, definitely check out, just a simple averaging in strategy. Recently there was a tweet from Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, and he says every week he puts $10,000 into Bitcoin. So he's doing exactly this. He's averaging it in every week. And building a portfolio because he believes in the underlying asset, right? You don't have to do this necessarily with crypto. You don't have to, but you could do this with the stock market or really anything. But all it's doing is kind of training you to constantly put money to the side. It's kind of like how in the beginning of this video we talked about, if you want to pay yourself, get used to, or if you want to donate to a charity, don't wait for that one day in the future. Every month, take 5% out of your profits or your income and donate it. Get in that habit and get used to putting money to the side. And that's exactly what this Crypto 52 challenge is all about. Just kind of getting used to putting money to the side and growing a nest egg. And this is all this is a clean little sheet that you can use to kind of organize all that for yourself. So there is a whole entire video on how to use this sheet, and you can also learn more about this challenge by going, well, right now the page is not loading. That's how it goes when you work on live stuff. It should work though. This is probably a WordPress issue. I'm gonna have to check this out. Anyway, just go here to crypto.enzo.com/challenge and you'll be able to check this out. And you'll be able to learn more about the challenge and how it kind of works. And you'll also learn about how to use this Google Sheet to kind of organize the challenge a little bit more for yourself. But really, I think this is one of the best things you can do. You can see our account is up pretty nicely. We started investing we've invested a total of $3,900, and our long-term fund is already up $6,440. So that's a nice return of 65%. I think we're going to be seeing a bit more of this bear market. So the price will probably go down again, and our average will go down, or our profits will go down. That's entirely fine because it's even better. Then we buy even more at lower prices, and eventually when we have the next bull run, then we have a nice accumulation that we can sell near the highs. So that's really what this is all about. It's a really simple, easy way to kind of learn more about the markets and build a fund. Cool. I think that is everything. Let's move to the BTC and altcoin charts. This is a fun little thing that I like to do. So every 5 days a week, on every weekday, I put out a weekly a watch list, right? I kind of review some of the different coins I'm looking at and different setups, but on this weekly trade review, we can just kind of do a quick little overview of the charts as well. Let's start on the daily. All right, so this chart right here is BTC USD shorts, and sometimes I like to start on the shorts because I typically don't make any trades based off of it, but I like to know what the shorts are doing, how much short interest is there on Bitcoin, and all that really means is, you know, how many people have short positions open. What are the ratios? And here you can see that there is general support in this area. Every time we come into here, the shorts end up piling up again and pushing the price of Bitcoin lower, and it's happened consistently. Actually, let's throw up the price of Bitcoin. Do I think it's this one? Yeah, so typically you can kind of see here when we came down to this level, the shorts piled up and brought the price of crypto down, or Bitcoin down, in mid, was this August, right here, around in August. And then here again, this was the big November crash that we had at the end of 2018. The shorts were coming back to this support zone and then piled up again, pushed the price down. And then right around here, the shorts come back to this area. And this is kind of interesting because now basically, it looks like we've created some sort of bottom, because right now, when the shorts are coming back down here and they try to pile up their positions again, they keep getting crushed and the price actually keeps going up. So it looks like we're really in oversold territory when it comes to, you know, just shorts piling up positions. And I feel like there's a much more risk when it comes to these shorts getting squeezed out. So they're a bit more cautious lately, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens if we go below this support line into these territories, because you know, if that happens, then the price really is able to in a way start building a base, right? We will have a bottom really set into place, and that'll be a really interesting time to see what happens. But you know, something I really don't base trades off of, but what I like to do is just kind of keep it in mind. And I think the next few weeks and potentially months are going to be really interesting if the price goes into this area, and especially if we constantly, if we hold some sort of level right here. So, you know, we'll be keeping an eye on that, and it's something that I talk about in almost every one of my watch lists. Ooh, I need a little drink of water. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin, and then we're gonna hit Ethereum. I think we're gonna hit Litecoin as well. Good morning, David Shipley. I hope you're doing, having a great morning. I'm a little tired today. So I feel like you guys could probably notice, but it's just, you know, that's a Monday. So yeah, so we'll talk about Litecoin a little bit, and I think that might be it. Maybe XRP, and if you guys want me to review anything else, I'll probably review that as well. But you know, keep it clean and simple. We're almost at the 30-minute mark, so I'm trying to speed up over here. Let's leave the moving average, go back here, and sweet, yeah, Bitcoin. Okay, so what we have with Bitcoin right now has been pretty interesting. I really did not see it coming. I thought we were going to be rejected. I talked about this in the last video. We were going to probably be rejected around this 4,000 area, 4,200 maybe, but we broke that with massive volume, and it was really kind of exciting to see that happen. We missed a lot of the upside, but we were able to make phenomenal trades on some of these support zones afterwards, especially with Litecoin. When Litecoin hit about $100 for, you know, it hit like 99.8 or something like that. But after we touched that level, it came back down, really crashed hard, and we were able to make really nice support line bounce trades. And so that's kind of what we're looking for here. What we are looking for is a potential test to the $6,000 area. And as we are holding our price, holding the highs right around here, it's a very, very bullish indicator. So what we might have is some bit more bouncing action and potential continuation to the $6,000 level. Let me see if I can get the pen brush out. I don't often use the brush, but I found it quite helpful in these videos. So what we might have here is kind of a more, how do you say, ascending channel to the way up. Not entirely sure. It's not really a pattern that I trade too often, but that is something we're looking for potential upside. And I think we're going to really see a lot of resistance right around this $6,000 area and most likely get rejected. What might also happen here is that as we're being a little top heavy and the volume keeps going down, this might actually be an issue, and we might see us moving down under this level and having the $5,000 level no longer act as support but act as resistance. So that's kind of the two little scenarios. If we hold this high, then I think $6,000 will definitely be the next level. If the $5,000 level does not hold and we have major support coming against us and we crack the $5,000 levels, I believe we might be able to be seeing this as a bit of resistance, and we might come back here and retest the moving average. And I think a line we might have is where we had this rejection and this bounce. So we might see the price come back to around $4,500 if we keep moving to the downside. So we'll see what happens here. I am personally a little bit more, I would say, bullish in the short term, but I'm not opening up any swing positions. This is not exactly my favorite setup, and overall, I'm a bit more cautious, and I'm going to be mostly day trading these kind of setups. If we do have a nice crash down to the 4,500 level, I'll definitely be looking into some swing trades. The next thing I want to talk about is Ethereum. We can just go ahead and actually go over to the 4 hour. I kind of like how we can see a bit more in the 4 hour. And if we zoom out, you can see that these are kind of shorter term support levels right here, support and resistance levels. And these blue ones are always longer term. They go back months for me. So a long term support and resistance levels always has more power over short term. So it's really good to know where the long term ones are. You can see we were really well rejected by them over here. So again, Ethereum is having kind of the same situation as Bitcoin. We are bouncing off of this general support. I really have no idea how to delete this. Let's see if I can do that. So what we're seeing with Ethereum is similar to Bitcoin, right? We are crashing down again near this $160 area, and we saw a big support and we bounced off of it, but we're not able to break over the $168 level area and really kind of hold that. So it's looking, I would say, a little bearish at the moment, and we might keep going down here and retesting where this 180 day or 180 ticker kind of support zone is kicking in. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of support right around this $150 area where we originally retested. We had resistance, and we had a resistance and eventual breakout over here. So I think if we come back and retest this $147, $150 area, this would be a really nice place to put some swing trades, or maybe some general bounces for like day trade bounces. But again, we'll really have to see. I don't know, this is not really a pattern that I would trade. I don't really see anything specific that's setting up, and it's something I'll probably just stay away from for now. Litecoin, on the other hand, is something that we are seeing. Let me go back over here. I don't want to accidentally draw something. So Litecoin is pretty interesting. Similar to Ethereum, we did have a break above this level right here. Let's just go ahead and pull it over a bit more, and then pull this one over here. So we are seeing a key support in this zone. You could almost probably draw this a bit, put this a bit further down. But this is a general support area right here, and we had a more or less a double bottom, and this is where we did one of our trades from yesterday. It was pretty sweet. Let me zoom into the 5-minute. And the reason I entered this trade is because we came back down here, we crashed all the way, and these are the two trades that I talked about in the beginning of this video. And then we kind of had this double bottom, and then we were holding our highs over here and tested this resistance, and then we broke out from this. I was really conservative after these two last trades, and they kind of messed up this big run up that I could have had. but I was still able to profit about almost $200 from this little trade right here. It was, a short and sweet Sunday trade. I didn't want to get overly aggressive, but now you can see we are seeing exactly support right around this area again. And I wouldn't be surprised if we came back here and potentially try to test this $85 level. I think there's a lot of bullish momentum in the market right now, and everyone is wondering, are we going to hit that $6,000 level, as we are still over the $5,000 level. So what I like to do is trade things like Litecoin instead of trading Bitcoin, because it just moves a bit more aggressively and you can see a bit more reward. So any trade, I would say entering right around here would be pretty sweet. I have a small trade actually right around this point, and right now I am down about 2%, which isn't too hot, but I might get out as we approach this area. It really depends if we hold our highs or not, but I'll take a closer look at that, and I'll be updating you guys in the Discord private trading chat room the whole time along the way to let you know what I'm thinking about doing with this trade. What would be really nice is to maybe even average down a little bit already right here, but yeah, we'll see what we do with that one. Cool guys, I hope that helped. I hope that all made some sense. Sorry, I'm a little exhausted after this weekend, so my mind's a little cluttered, but if you have any questions, remember, just email me at alex@enzo.com or join the live trading review every week, every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me go back to the to the post and just see if there's anything else I want to talk about. So yeah, usually we'll finish up with any Q&As. I got a bunch of questions in the private Discord trading chat room, so I was able to square away any of those ahead of time. But remember guys, if you know you're not going to make it and you want me to talk about something live during this live stream, then just go ahead and email me or shoot me a message in the Discord chat room. So that is everything that I believe I want to talk about. Again, guys, if you are entirely new here and you want to learn more about how to get into crypto trading, there's two ways to do it. I would recommend one or maybe three ways to do it. One is just check out these videos and try to you'll get a good understanding of what we like to trade and what we're looking for in the market. If you want to kind of speed up the pace a little bit, one thing I would recommend is checking out the our weekly trade, our watch list. We have 5 watch lists per week on average. You can also get access to all these real-time documented trades, the links that we had right around here, so you can actually view these yourself and view all of the past trades that we've had. And yeah, the internet's a little slow here, but yeah, you can get here and you can see all these different ones. You can review it for yourself, learn on your own time, and you can also see, like, this is support line bounce, for example, and then you can explore more about these support line bounces, right? And you can see all the past support line bounces. So a lot of stuff and a lot of resources you'll get access to. You also get access to the investor portfolio. You'll get access to the Discord private trading chat room that I was talking about. You'll also get access to a statistically backed chart pattern library, where you're going to learn our top patterns when it comes to long and going long and shorting the market. So this is only $27, guys. If you want to get started, just head over to enzo.com/start trading. If you want to build more of a foundation and learn all there is about crypto trading and everything that I took from equities trading, and you might be interested in the brand new crypto trading course. We had over 100 new students on March 31st when we on launch day on March 31st. So there are people going through it and have given me feedback. I've already made some adjustments, and you'll also get access to the Discord private trading chat room. So if you want to check this out and kind of build more of a foundation, then this might be right for you. That you can find out everything and more about that course at profitablecryptotrader.com. So yeah, I think that is everything for this video. Yeah, if there's anything else I'll think of, I'll leave a comment below. If you guys want to, if you are already a member here, definitely get involved in the Discord private trading chat room. There is always good stuff, and people are sharing chart patterns every day. So, that is always a good place to find out where some potential setups are coming. And yeah, just kind of always being aware of what's going on. So, yeah, I think that really wraps everything up for this video. I gotta somehow learn how to end this live stream. Every time I feel like I'm always clicking random buttons, but it's 39 minutes, so 9 minutes over, but that's fine. I'm pretty happy we were able to squeeze out all this stuff. So I will see you guys next week or in a upcoming video. That's everything. So ciao, ciao.